Well, hello there. Okay, let's make sure everything's real quick. Just test everything like so. All right, I think we're good. That make sure this is all squared away here. I think we're good there. And then we'll get started for today. Yeah, I think we're all right. Okay. So, where the heck were we? Last time, I was so very, very tired, and nothing was making any sense. So we probably need to review what was going on. We had some funky gaps. Let's do... Get that going for one. But a little quieter. Okay. Let's launch this. Let's also double check here that nothing else has been updated. Mongo driver. Might as well. Do that. Shouldn't have any bearing on this, but that's fine. We'll also need to do a Go update here soon, because 125 is out and it's got security fixes, so we want to tackle those. Skills and attributes was where we had issues. This is getting pushed off. Something else was not right. I don't remember what anymore. But we are pushing that off the screen. So that's the first thing we need to fix. I thought we had some kind of weird gap here. And you can kind of see when we mouse over it that it doesn't go all the way. So that was part of it, I think. But let's take a quick look here before we get too crazy. It says these should be unused. Thought we tried to delete those, though. Let's try it again real quick, and then tidy. And if it brings it back, it does. Okay, so something must still be using them or hanging on to them. That's fine. We'll leave it for now. So, header pushing bottom border off of screen. Toggly panels pushing the corner off into one another. Okay. So, let's take a look here. Skills and attributes widget. This should be the widget that holds, that both of them use. So we make a header. We add, or in the maker, we add a header, I should say. We set it to grow on the X. If it's active, we set it hoverable. We set the border width. Where is the... This is for when it's active. We saw. Oh. So this is the left pane. Let's rerun this. It's gonna rebuild the cache too because we changed some stuff. That's fine. I wonder if. So when it's active, we set you to 30%. So that's what sets this. Otherwise, F pane. Which holds the item list. Because otherwise you're full width. Okay, that makes sense. Why this grows into that doesn't really. I think we tried this, but center all, but also we don't really want margin on the header though. We actually want margin when it's active. We only want it on the right. So let's do 10% of the parent width, let's just say. That's going to be too much, but it'll give us an idea if it's working correctly. Then we come in and we don't really see it. Let's get our inspector open here. Up bar. Is that right? Yes. Frame 1, widget 0. This guy. Go look at our style. And we should see, we don't see margin. Did I put it on the wrong? Did I put it on the body by mistake? I did. It needs to be on the whole widget. That's body. Oh, okay, that's interesting. We don't have... It would be the parent frame, I think. And we've actually specified an inactive width here. 20. So inactive width of 20%. Okay. And we specified a min and a max on you. So we set you to grow on both. That's correct still. Column is correct. Border width is correct. Set gaps to 0. If you're active, if you're not active rather, you're hoverable, you get set to 20%. You're clickable. Set a vertical margin. Which is 50%. That's 50 display pixels. And that's what gives us our little bit of... So... if our widget is active, here we can do that. Let's see if that gets us anywhere closer to fixed. Hi to you as well there, Ilya. How's it going? Okay, so that did push that over. That's good. This is wonky. What's up with that? Oh, it fixes it when we do that, but not here. Okay, so this needs to still get... We did a margin, not a padding. So why? Widget 0. Actually, hang on. Go away highlighting. That's bizarre. Let's go back to where we were here. So header doesn't grow correctly anymore. Set to grow on the X. You don't have padding, right? Margin 10 on the right. Don't see padding. Set to grow on both. Okay. If we toggle things get wonky too. So we need to give this guy inactive a little bit of margin as well. And let's see if that helps it at all before we get too... set right. We're going to kick these both to 5, I think. Before we get too crazy, we'll see if that helps anything with the weird rendering that we had. Okay. The things get broken until we do that, which is super weird, but okay. Get a little weirdness there. And that. This is still too much. We need to kick that down a little bit, but that's okay. So it's only when we have things in here that it behaves correctly. So there's something wrong with that layout. Is that my problem? Is it a Cogent problem? Good question. These should be floats, so we should be able to do half of that. Let's just kind of get that a little closer to where we want it to be real quick. While we're here. Oh, actually, we need to fix... Because when it's you, we want it to be over there. So the widget won't know where it is. I wonder if that's the source of more than one issue. Okay, so the widget won't know which place it's in. And it really shouldn't, because it's a generic widget. It should be able to serve both of these purposes. This needs to be set horizontal. Horizontal. Let's do like 1.5. That way we get a little bit of space on both. I need to click it to make it work. Well, it changed things. Depending on what widget you choose, you need to change the size from right to left. I think problem in here. No. No, we just want to have a little bit of space on both sides. It'll look better anyway. That's better. I'm happier with that. These aren't fitting correctly anymore on this one. They work over here, which is bizarre. We need to figure that out. We need to figure this out. And we should have a bottom, I thought. Let's do... Oops. Set vertical. Hi there to you as well. So we did... Oh, we did a display pixel for inactive. Inactive width was 20, but inactive margin is a bad name. We need to... Vertical margin. So let's do this really quick to see how we like it. We did 50 there. 20 funny. Fine. A MUD game engine is a game engine that runs a MUD game. Surprising. I know. Think of MUDs like the original MMO. Like if you could play Zork online with your friends. Okay, so yeah, we do have a bottom border. I thought I did. It was getting pushed off. Rate your snack? I don't know what you mean. Okay, so I'm happier with this light, the way this is setting up. But the border stuff is wonky. But let's take a look here. And let's also, since we're going to use a var here, which I'm not actually sure why we did it that way, but we'll keep the pattern for now. A liquor and bread, and the bread is stale bread from yesterday. I rate this Soviet suffering level 3. Let's see here. No, because there is no alcohol. Isn't that what a liquor is? So you're clickable when you're not active. We set a border. We set no gap. We set you to grow. My dialect of liquor is just a soda. Ah, I see. It's just that everyone there calls it liquor. I see. Interesting. Why would this? Because they should figure one another out as part of the layout. Why would this change when we have a body? Let's take a look here. F pane item list. Set you to grow. I wonder if set display, set data, toggle active. We do update you. And this is a styler on you. I think it's more a translation mistake on my part, because in my native language is liquor or liqueur, just translated directly in English to liquor, so it might be because of that, but I also heard that some English speakers use that term. So liquor usually means a distilled spirit in English. Liqueur is a lower proof, sugary sort of beverage, usually used for like ingredients in cocktails, not usually drunk straight. Same in my native language. Gotcha. Yeah, we would just call a soft drink like a soda or a soda pop or a pop, depending on where in the US you live. I don't know about places that speak English like outside of the US, but in post USSR countries, we call liquor as a soda. Let's see here. What if we, okay, so we can't just take item list out in this case because we need to have it as a target. Just drank a Canada Dry ginger ale with stale bread. Yeah, I don't know where that suffering would be, but it's definitely on the suffering scale, or the struggle scale if you prefer. So this is where we were going to get into reproducing it, doing a minimal repro. Because the update did funky things. It fixed some things, but it broke others. So I think we still need to do that repro. I'm used to eating stale baguettes, so it doesn't really matter to me at this point. Ah. I see. Well, if you're eating stale baguette, that probably means you're French, which means you're at French suffering level 3, right? At least the bread I'm eating doesn't have more random shit than the average sliced bread. Like random ingredients, or like what do you mean? Okay, so it's because I eat sometimes half a baguette. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Key for tomorrow. Yeah. Makes sense. But baguette is a very French thing. That's the place I have encountered people commonly eating them. And they are often medium rare. It's a very funny way to describe a bread. Okay, so I think we had a Cogent repro. Actually, let me do this. Let me pull up a vendor. Ugh, get up here. Probably not the best for bread. I mean, if it gets the job done, right? GitHub. Go take a peeky peek. It was an issue. It'll be closed, I believe, because fix grow behavior, and you can literally transform it back to a dough. You know you fucked up. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so this is the part that was fixed, but this... This will be close, but not quite. What if I... Okay, yeah, wait, that's fine. Do we still have issues open? That one, yes. Okay, yeah. Okay. This isn't fixed yet. That's probably related in part to the parent frame size stuff. So we'll leave that alone. And that's still confirmed. Okay. For dinner, I ate the same quarter of bread, but sliced and added Montreal smoked meat. Split it around bread and fork. Gotcha. Okay. This is tricky. Because some of this I think is still in bugs in progress, right? Specifically the text size changing one. And I almost wonder, let's double check. That doesn't change that though. Just to clear things up, supper is dinner for you and dinner is lunch for you. Gotcha, yeah. It used to be that way in America. So that's weird. Oh, did I forget to... Said horizontal. No, I said horizontal. Oh, it's both 1.5 either way. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense now, does it? We should just set you, oops, up here if we're going to have the same value. Supper, I ate pizza with radioactive dough because it's bright yellow. I doubt it was radioactive. Okay. It's weird that it pushes it off the page as well. But we do have a max set on you. I think left pane, item list. Free protein, I get, right? So we set padding on the top. That's fine. We set it to grow. We set a gap. Where do we set the... You're set to grow. You have a min and a max. This needs to be... parent width, let's say 90. Like the fact that for craft dinner, boop, I use Greek yogurt instead of milk because more protein and taste is better. Gotcha. Common substitution, yep. Oh, wait. What did I just screw up? I made you ginormous. Item list, that's why. I meant to put you... F pain. Item list. It's because you're set to grow, I bet. Y'all are both set to grow. I'd have to do something else here, I think. Can we set a margin, maybe? We'll just set 2. Will that kind of constrain you in? Okay. No. No is the answer to that. Well, that got better. I think I'll have to work on a project alone because all the people I tried to make a project with are the most unreliable people ever. Yep, that will happen. Well, now you grow too. What in the world? I think margins mess with growing. That's what I'm kind of starting to think. Yeah, I find that often people like the idea of doing things more than they like actually doing things. It's a common problem. One person I said, yo, can we make a platformer? So, you know, simple, right? Okay. 1 week later. Let's kind of take this apart in our head. So I won't play games for 2 years. Okay. We give you the margin for the whole frame. And that should go outside the border, I think. To be honest, the reason is all right. I think, okay. Focusing more on life than digital platform, sure. It's only 4 display pixels wide. Okay, so we put a margin on you and then we let you grow. That's correct. You have a larger gap up top than on the bottom, but I had to focus in school and also I was very busy in life. Yeah, that'll happen. And now it's pushing that off again. What in the world's going on? Okay, so we constrained you with a margin. I don't even know which school that friend attends, but all I know is that this friend's like 1 year older than me. Gotcha. And our items, let's see here. Data manager, item list. We give you a maker. We get available items. clear the selections. I don't know how school works in her country because it's different. I don't know if it's high school or college, but in my school system, she'd be 100% in college. Gotcha. Let's see. Where do we style you guys? Well, that's interesting. It's not center all though. We're gonna do that just for testing purposes, but we don't want them centered vertically, only horizontally. So we'll need to change that. We'll do it in a second. Okay, so that worked for these guys again, but they push out again. Okay, that's weird. Some DMs I get with people, some people are special. Yep, that'll happen. Yep. People overshare all the time. Let's see here. Why? You're set to grow. You got padding. You have a gap. Did we do... So we do maker. We do you. What in the world going on here? We set active according to what is active. Okay. Good ID. Clear the selections and then set you selected to true. Okay. Except how are they getting... How are they being centered? We don't set these guys to be... That's interesting. What is it? I guess that would explain why we're getting pushed out of this side, but it wouldn't explain why this side behaves correctly. I think we just did that with... No, they shouldn't be centered then. What in the world is going on? Set your grow, set your direction, the styles of the column, that's fine. Tree add at. We do a maker inside of you for the list. Set you to grow. And we put a maker inside. Why do we do two makers? don't think we need this maker. We just need to add the item list. But then, see, I think there. Then we have a maker inside of here for the items. That, ooh, do I want that or do I want... Am I confusing myself? Let's run that real quick. Oh, that breaks everything. Okay, cool. Cool. So that's a mistake. Why is that a mistake? So we had you in a maker. Adds a new function in node base makers normal called in sequential ascending order in node base make to make the plan for how the node's children should be configured. Oh, because I took the maker out at the wrong point. This whole block should come out, I think, because we just want to add these to this tree. That's all fine. We add the body. Header. Oh, no. Okay, I see. Put you back. This is the maker for everything inside the body. That makes sense now. But I need to go back there. There we go. Because we want to have the body exist, just make it a big block that's just holds stuff. Oh, here's our center all. Okay. Well, no, that shouldn't matter. We should be able to get rid of this. And it should be fine. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Didn't fix anything, but we eliminated one thing, which is always good. Wait, no. Hang on. That was if it's not active. That shouldn't matter, though. That centers you in here, but it doesn't. I think that's what I was going for, but that's not correct. Because we have a left pane and an item list. And then item header, body, left pane, item list. Where is the detail pane? Okay. Yeah, this doesn't do anything. I think I was trying for... I think I was trying to put it into this, and partly when I refactored it, I screwed up. But this should always be centering... Let's see here. This would be content. I think because you get put... This is the whole pane. This should also encapsulate the footer. It does. Okay, yes. So we actually need to put you in here. Overflow scroll styles column. Okay. And then we need to... Oh dear, that didn't work. Why would that be? Do I want items? That shouldn't matter. That's very, very odd. Huh. Well, ain't that something? And if I take you out... Wait, no. That didn't break it. What broke it? Oops. I don't want you here either. Because I took out too many things, that's why. Okay, that makes more sense. Because it wasn't growing. This content. There we go. Silly me. That's better. Okay, but that's not correct. Why would you be... That's still not correct either. Why would you be horizontally to have justified you, not aligned you? Mouse column overflow scroll. Set a gap. If I don't do this, how are you? We didn't do any... Are you inheriting somehow? Let's do this. Let's do the inspector real quick. Inspect. We did 0. Body. Left pane. Item list. So you have padding on top. That's correct. I think. What if I override you? Come on now. There we go. Right, because gap doesn't apply. That's why we did that. So we padded you down a little bit. Interestingly enough, moves my scroll bar. That's... Huh. whatever, it's fine. But item list. You're set to grow, that's why. It's like you don't know what your max is over here, and when we click on you, probably the same deal. What sets you to grow? We don't have a styler on you. I think that's just the default. What we would do is put a styler on each of these. And then let's do that. And then we have padding in here. Still grows out of there though. But we can do let's say you can be 80% of your parent width. Oops. Okay. That ain't right though. Where are you getting this weirdness? F pane, item list. Ah, because item. No, that should be fine. Back in here. You grow. Yeah, there's no way that's 80. Let's take a look. Yeah. So what? Why do you become confused about your parent width? We do that, then you go back and the your margin takes care of that. That's why. Okay. Where do you get a margin from? Data manager. Oh, duh. Item tile. We put it into its own widget because we wanted to customize them. That's right. Let's delete that then. We'll go change it here, which is the correct place because we wanted to do a bunch of stuff with these guys. I remember now. So if you're active, make it look more like a flat UI element. Okay. We set a border width. Selected, we do that. Okay, yes. So we grow, we give you a margin. We also give you padding. If we take the margin out and instead we do items. if we do justify instead of the margin, what happens? You fill. Okay. And then these still get pushed off, but they could just be hiding behind the bar. It's hard to say. So we need to also do... We'd have to do the max width in here. Okay, that still makes things all wonky, and we don't justify. But that could be... It might not be items. It might be content. Can never remember which one is which. Now you do that. Which is very, very confusing. Okay. So that's not getting us what we want. Let's roll these two changes back. We can go back to margin. We have padding for stuff. That still won't fix the growing out of your box. But now I'm also wondering if that's not related to this problem as well. Click that just for fun. Let's take a look. Widget 1, body, left pane, item list, item 0. Skills is off center too. It's like there's something wrong with this calculation that it's doing in the layout. What if when we do our toggle active, we set all the children to the active state, true or false. Set states, we make sure we clear the hovered state, and then we update the frame. But over here, when we do our toggle, what happens? It's home screen, status effect editor. It's attributes, not status effects. Toggle active. So we toggle both. This will be very inefficient, but for just a second, we can do it as a test. And tell it to rebuild everything again after we toggle. Okay, it doesn't get us. This is still pushed off. So it's not to do with like a racy thing, I don't think, in the layout. I think... Here's an interesting thought. We did set that. That should be fine. What if we didn't have the margin? Would it still be off center? Let's do that really quick. We leave you. Because that's your, In fact, we can leave both of these. We just need that one to go. Here's an attributes. That's much more in the center. That was cool. My buttons completely disappeared. That's awesome. Let me try that again. I don't know what I did to make that happen. Ah, I clicked on the scroll bar, which seems to completely break everything. That's cool. Love that. Okay, so it looks like margin breaks centering somehow. This library, I tell you, upon occasion, I find it exceedingly frustrating. Okay, so what we need to do is probably repro that. How much of this can we repro? Let's go back to the closed ones. This one. Copy this. Just in case. New project. Cogent bugs. We'll do this. Margin breaks centering repro. That's all fine. New window. Throw you in here. This over here so we can see. Main. Oop, I guess I didn't need. Already had it in the clipboard. Okay. Mod tidy here. Let's see how close we can get. Go into that. That's done. Okay, we'll launch this. Give it a hot second to build because it's never done it before. Not for this project. Oh gosh, okay. So that works correctly now. Except for we need to give one of them a minimum, or a maximum rather. Okay. So that still works correctly now. Now let's do... I don't think we'll need this. We're going to need a header for this guy. So in first pane, new frame, you go into first pane. We'll do a styler for you. That's shadow. Style. Go. We set you to grow. What did we do in the real code for our header? We told you to grow on the X only. Okay, perfect. Like so. Dot border dot width dot bottom equals. It's not that. Set bottom is what I want. Set bottom. And then you can be for display pixel, that's fine. Inside of here, new text, first header, set text, first. We duplicate you, except for you. Our second header, you go into second pane. Second header, oops, second header there as well. Let's run that. Okay. We need to center you and also do second there. This close. How do we center here? Core frame. We just did center all in there. Okay, perfect. So in our first header styler, center all, same in our second header styler, so that it leaves in the middle. Perfect. Now, I actually want to flip this, like here, and then like, oops, get down there. I want you in the search bar. Let's change that up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so first, second, okay, perfect. We could make them a little bigger, but it shouldn't matter. Set your border, set your border. We can probably get rid of the border up here. It doesn't really illustrate our point. Now we need to do on first and second pane, set horizontal, PW, 2.5, let's just say, for the both. Does that give us our wonky behaviors? No. Doesn't. That's annoying. Okay, interesting. We do get these little goofy smeary guys. but the layout is more or less correct. Why is that? Could be the dynamic stuff we're doing, I guess. Let's also give you a little vertical just in case. Okay. That looks like pretty much perfect. That's annoying. It could be, like I said, the fact that I'm doing dynamic stuff. Let's double check though before we go and fire off anything. So our body is set to grow. I shouldn't have wait, I shouldn't have closed this guy. Hello, Mr. Mongoose took a college off today, so I'm here at 8 a.m. for me. Cool. Welcome in. I hope you're enjoying your day of playing hooky. Okay, so scooch this over here. Why aren't you? Can't grab. There we go. Make this smaller so it can live over here for a second. And I can make sure I didn't do anything different and weird. So, the body, which now we do a maker there, so there's a lot of weirdness there. Our header. Oh. Let's double check that. Our header we put inside of the container. This ends up going inside of this. Not inside of the body. Interesting. That could be part of this. How's the progress? I haven't really made any lately because I had that week where I was just like dragging butt and too half asleep to really brain at all. So I took a week off to just get acclimated to walking around all day for the new job. And then I got COVID, so I took another week off to not die. So I haven't done anything. Like I was coming home and just going to bed. And then I was staying home in bed. Okay, so we need to put this inside of the maker for the body if we want to do it like we have over here. And I think we might want to. Let's try that. We'll put you in here. So we add the body. The body has a maker. Like that. That's why we double check. Okay. So now it's in the wrong order because this needs to be s dot direction styles column. Except okay, that's why we did this. Crap. So over here we did we need to rethink this a little bit. We need to undo this really quick just so that we don't get lost. So undo that as well. So this is a plan for the frame. We put a header in it. We would have to, and we called it a body, but it's the second one, right? Down. So we add that, and that works out because this is set to column. Okay, so maybe, let's go back over here real quick. Our header is set to grow on the X only, which is what we did over here as well. But container, first pane, so we would have to duplicate the bodies in here and then just put something in there. Is there a better way we can do this? My college hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. doing straight for like 2 months. No offs. Gotcha. So I thought today there are no holidays in the next month, so why not? Also, I was tired because my motorcycle wasn't what? So, okay. Wasn't starting, then it took 1 hour, and I somehow took the thing to the mechanic at 7 p.m. Gotcha. So what we actually need to do over here to be more correct. So our container is the frame. First pane is the one. Yes, okay. So this is like the widget here. And then it has a header and then first body, new frame, also in first pane. We need a styler for you. Style. When I was coming from the college yesterday, gotcha. You need to grow on both. And then where do we apply the margin? We did it on the container, so that's correct. You grow we're going to put this. No, that can still be there. We might need 2 bodies. We'll have to see. But for now, we'll set the one. Then first sidebar. Put you inside the body. Or not that, styler. So, we can do, you grow on both X, or max X, PW 30. First content, new frame also goes into first body. And then we actually do need to style you. So got a certificate for the C++ last month. I'm now C++ industry certified. Now I'm taking the Python course. Gotcha. You need to grow also. No max for you. Right, meow. And then in here, first content, and we can also, no, it doesn't matter. Set text. First content. Okay. Now, we need to duplicate this, except it's second body in the, go back to one place, second pane. No, I lied. Yeah, we just, we set you not to display. Or how did we do that? Bum. Item list, detail pane, set state. That's what we do. Set state false, or rather true. States dot in biz able. Okay, so, and then you are second sidebar, second body, second content, also in second body. Okay. Let's see how this is shaping up. Oh, I need to fix this too. Ah, it did break things. Okay, cool. Cool. We need to put you... Which ID am I using? JetBrains. GoLand. Okay. We just need to fix... need to put the header goes into first pane. You need to be direction. Why did I make you clickable? You don't need to be clickable. Anyway, border width, set horizontal, direction, column. And we need to do the same in the second pane, so that the body goes and goes down below the header. Okay. So we start to see a little bit of wonk. The sidebar set right. Let's just do 4 again. Okay, so we start to get a little bit of weirdness. Not quite there yet, though. Let's see. We need to do gap 0 in here and also in here. That's going to fix part of that. Okay. We should put a label in the second sidebar and the first one for that matter. We'll just say sidebar content. Why not use JS for the front end? Because then I would have to use JS. First sidebar. Like so. Okay. And this sidebar needs to actually be not constrained to match. So that line goes away. Okay. Closer, closer. Now, we start to see a little gap there, but it's not quite broken in the same ways. If we take our first content or first body, first header, first body, we switch to grow. We didn't give you a vertical. Languages I know again. I've done some C, I've done some C#, I've done a lot of Python, I've done a lot of Go, I've done a little bit of JavaScript, I've done a little bit of C++ along the way, done a little bit of Java a long time ago. I think that's about it. Hi to you as well. Okay, so interesting. Our minimal repro is not. Could it be the footers related? Add new, do on click. What if we were to temporarily comment out the footer just for funsies? Let's cancel that and relaunch this. Okay. So why does that get pushed out? I'm doing something differently, or there's a confounding factor I'm not thinking of. Java, does that language still have market? Yeah, it's all over the place in enterprise stuff still. It has the same problem, though, as every other job right now, where they want you to have, like, 6 years experience with their exact flavor of Java build systems and frameworks and whatever else. Okay, so that didn't change anything, which is kind of good, right? Because that would be an extra amount of work. But let me take a look. So this is the equivalent of our container, which is just set to grow. Oh, we actually made you Right. Okay. This is the parent frame, which is editor main, which is set to grow, and we have a gap. Oh. 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 Okay. So that got better. This suddenly is worse now, though. WTF. Okay. Well, I'll take a little bit of a win. That's fine. We don't need that anymore. I think we were trying to use it to help space us out, but we did that with margin now. Okay, so that is this container, and we just have a body in there just because. So our first pane is the equivalent of the frame here. So this is where we get our styles column. We set our gap to 0, which we didn't do over here. Okay. That shouldn't change too much, but it's probably a good thing to have in here. Okay, yeah, more or less the same. And if we're active, we set a border on you. Is that true? Is that correct? Oops, that's not the right one. But you're not active and you have a border too. Why is that? Because I'm in the wrong place. That's why, you silly goof. Header. Okay, so in our frame, and I need to put this where it belongs. It was already up here. Okay. I'm not going completely insane, or I am. Either way. So you grow. We give you the border. We set a horizontal margin, so we have a little bit of space. We set the gaps to 0. Direction column, yes. If we're active, we change a couple other things. Or rather, if we're not active. Set the margin vertical, set the abilities hoverable true, okay. Active vertical margin if we are active. This, I think we can actually get away with. Doing here. And then let Cogit change it when we change it. Let's double check that theory. Which shouldn't change anything for this, but just good to tidy up. It was kind of a YOLO, but it worked out. Okay. I think that's fine. This became wonked again. But I don't think it was like that when we started. Let's do. We might have to add the clicky swappy too. Okay. Okay, that breaks that. Got a couple different things going on here. And that breaks that. Okay. It has to probably do with the toggle. But we have some other issues as well. And there is an issue for things hiding. being wonky, but so inside of here we have a maker for this instead of just adding raw, but that's fine, hopefully. So this becomes our pane. We add the header. Clickable's fine. Grow. We set the border width on the bottom because we want that bottom bar. We center everything. And then we do our handlers and all that. That's fine. We do a label, which is a headline medium. We create this. That should all be fine. We do center all. Okay. And then our body comes in after that. It's set just to grow to fill the space. That makes sense. Then we put in the left pane, which is our first sidebar. We set it to grow both. Direction is styles column, which we didn't do because we only have one content. That's fine. If it's active, our min and max X is the parent with 30. We just did that. We just set a max and set to grow. I don't think we need that. It's this thing we were trying, but I don't think it actually did anything for us. Oh, maybe it did, because now that's broken. Interesting. Why don't you... active, we set the max. If we did that, though, what would happen? All these weird little graphical glitches. Interesting. That's so weird. Okay, well, we'll put it back. So if it's active, it has a minimum X. And a max is both the same. I wonder if that's related. The toggle issue there. Maybe we can't grow here. What if we did that and that? We still need to grow on the Y. That's a thing. Doesn't fix that. Which not surprised about, really. Just roll that back. It's very strange that these... I bet you it's this being longer that pushes it out. Let's test that theory. By... Why aren't you... Oh, there we go. We save that. And we do that. Now it still pushes it out. Okay. And that fixes it. Okay, so that is related to this being pushed out. Good to know. Fix that. Save it. Okay. Let's relaunch that. Because that's actually a good thing to have in there for test purposes to make sure we handle that correctly. Okay. But it does answer the question. Doesn't answer the rest of this, but it answers that. The item list. We would need to do in here. There's a way to... What is the property or the ability? Description label container. Description container. We set you to grow. We set your max. New label text. We set your wrapping to false. Oh, I need the docs, widgets, text, editor. There was a... Was it on text field? Multiple lines. That. Leading and trailing icons. Styles. Text styles. Did you get moved over here? Line height, white space. Disable text wrapping. Ah, okay. So, wrap false should actually do what we want. Doesn't, though. You're supposed to be 80% of max. Update should update all the children. But updater, get description, get name. And that's our struct is a list item that we set. Get name, get description. Description value. Styler set text wrap is false. It's like you don't get resized correctly. Okay. One thing at a time here. Display frame. It's the other thing. Detail pane, you grow. So you should just grow to fill the rest of the space. Set you to that. When we first launch, and in this case as well, body detail pane gets pushed out. Why do you get pushed out? We would have to do, okay, so if our 30 here, so 70, but let's do like 65 to give it extra. Dot max dot x dot pw 65. What happens if I do that? Fixes it when it gets updated. Okay. Not on first layout. And I've got tons of these graphical artifacts, which is super cool. By which I mean not at all cool. Why don't you behave yourself on first either? As soon as that happens, it fixes it, but also this gets, it looks like it's not centered anymore, which is annoying. But we might leave that one until they fix that bug where invisible stuff doesn't size correctly. That could be related. I think we're going to do this for now. Can we take this up to 70 just for funsies and see? See what happens. Okay, it fixes it too. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to leave that, and then we're going to say to do when the invisible, or rather, when the, why am I doing that? When I could do this. Open bugs, this. When link is fixed, try removing me. And then we're going to do a commit here. Fix up the UI stuff that was broken. Some of it still broken. Okay. And then let's also take out, I had to-dos here. Where did I put them? Did I put them here? I did. Okay, so because that's a little wibbly wobbly still, clean up to-dos. We'll leave that alone just for a second. Now I gotta try to remember what we were doing this in service of. And I'm gonna hope that I left myself a note. Help text field, okay. Okay. Gonna fix the map up too a little bit. What was I doing? There was something we were going to do after this, and I'll have to think about that a little bit. But let's see. Help text field extends off screen. Yes. Let's take a look and see if we can't get this into a better state. Maker, add a tile. Our updater pulls those. So if we have a margin, that should make us fit ourselves in. Excluded from standard box rendering. Let's look at DocuDocs. Let's not do that. Let's look at these DocuDocs. It'd be in concepts, I think. Style. No. Is there no... No margin? Okay. You're not styles. Border, layout, margin, layout page. Okay, good. Architecture, I see. Allocation of space from above and allocates space to its children on down the line. Multiple passes are required. Actual pixel size for given widget this territory owns and can render into. Alloc is the amount allocated. Okay, none of this is really helping me. Stack Overflow is a discussion of layout issues. That might be interesting. Let's see. Have a look there. GUI layout. Oh, this is just like... It's not really... There's Flutter docs, but that's not really going to help us. That doesn't really give us a whole lot. Okay, so... We need to figure out why this thing doesn't size correctly. And I wonder if that's related to the other bug, though. I think we're going to put that one off. Let's close these for now and update my notes to myself. Help text field extends off screen. Possibly related to that Cogent bug. Let's chuck that in there in the description so we can see it. And we're going to put this back into bugs. And we're going to wait and see is what we're going to do. we're gonna leave this for now. I'm gonna update Go tomorrow, and we'll make sure that we don't break anything. And if all is well, we'll merge this. I'll try to update Go, I should say. But for now, it's been 2 hours, so I need to go wrap up things here, do dishes and all that nonsense, and then go to bed so that I can do more things tomorrow. So, thanks for everybody who came and hung out. Glad to be back again into streaming world. Should be here again tomorrow. We're going to try to keep to the old days for now with the new hours. So, I should be here at 8 o'clock Central, if that means anything to you. If not, show up right now, but 2 hours ago, wherever you are in the world, and I should be here doing more of this. If you want to come hang out again, I'd love to see you. And if not, have a great weekend anyway. We'll catch you some